Hi everyone, welcome to KREM News at Noon. It is good to see you. I'm Laura Papetti, and we begin with a sad story coming in here at noon. A Spokane man died in a small plane crash in Idaho. His two sons were also injured and had to be life-flighted to Spokane. Here's what we know. The Clearwater County Sheriff's Office reports that the plane sent down an emergency beacon before crashing and catching fire. This is north of the Elk River. You can see how badly damaged the plane is in this photo on your screen. 54-year-old Brian O'Rourke died in the crash, and his sons, who are 21 and 14 years old, were rescued along a nearby road. They were flown by helicopter to Sacred Heart Medical Center here in Spokane. Officials did not say what injuries they had. The crash is now being investigated. This is coming in new today. Level 1 evacuations remain in place for some homes near the Grove fire in Geiger Heights. Currently, the Washington Department of Natural Resources is saying the fire is 100% lined and 25% contained, with 7 outbuildings being burned. Coming in new at noon today, DNR says they expect crews to make good headway on containment.
Today, the crews will continue what we call that mop-up, finding every single piece of heat and putting it out. And the goal is to get 150 plus feet in. So from that initial 50 feet completed yesterday, they want to add another 100 feet of that around the fire edge, and they'll actually do 300 feet around residents. So we'll be really trying to close that down and get the whole fire. The goal is to get the fire 100% mopped up.
DNR says they expect more than 70 firefighters to be out there working today. All right, of course, weather always plays a big factor in what firefighters are able to do when they are dealing with fires. And we have Thomas Patrick in talking to us about more dangerous winds that certainly could be a risk.
Yeah, that's right, Laura. We are always focused on the winds when it comes to tracking fire danger and fire weather across the region. The good news is today is probably our calmest day in terms of the winds, no greater than 5 miles per hour. So fire crews can definitely take advantage of that. But we're not done with stronger winds for the rest of this week. Before we get to that, as we go through the day today, we're at 73 degrees, much warmer than we were at this point yesterday. In fact, it's about 8 degrees warmer. We likely end up with the day in the 80s during the afternoon hours. Nothing but some high-level cirrus clouds overhead right now, so it's definitely mostly sunny or filtered sunshine at worst at the moment, but we'll see those clouds just gently build through the rest of the PM hours today. That's because there is another storm system that is actually very similar to what we had back on Tuesday, the day where we had those higher winds. The whole storm just moves straight west to east. The core of it moves through British Columbia, but the trailing cold front is what passes through overhead. So again, we're anticipating yet another windy day, but this time around, it's likely 2 days of some stronger winds, even though the winds themselves might not be as strong as they were back on Tuesday. So a couple compare and contrast elements with this next storm. But the big thing is that it will be colder for this weekend. Highs only in the 60s for both Saturday and Sunday. Though coming up, we'll show you just how strong the wind gusts are anticipated to be for the next coming days here. So all of those details are in just a few moments.
Thomas, thank you. And we are updating you now on another big fire that's still burning in the Northwest. The Pioneer Fire, burning along Lake Chelan's North Shore, has nearly doubled in size just from this time yesterday. It is now more than 1,100 acres. Level 3 evacuation orders remain in effect for the Rex Creek area, which means leave now. Level 1 orders are in effect from Prince Creek North to Cascade Creek. People in those areas should be ready to go. The fire is still 0% contained. And as we get into wildfire season, it is important to stay prepared, of course, in case you ever have to evacuate. A viewer asked us what to include in what we call a go bag. And here are some of the things to have ready for you and your family. So on your screen is a list of items to include in a 72-hour evacuation kit. It includes copies of really important documents, say like birth certificates, social security cards, extra medication that you might need, a change of clothes, and always a first aid kit. It is Smoke Ready Week, and fire agencies are warning Washington State to prepare for the smoke. The Wildfire and Smoke Outlook for 2024 predicts a fast start and slightly more active season than normal, again, here in Washington State. Conditions are prime for wildfires in Washington this year, since we are in a drought all across the region, and that means we could see smoke early and often. So to be ready, you should buy your in-home filters now. But of course, the only real way to prevent smoke is obviously to prevent fires.
Just don't be that spark. Be aware of the burn restrictions in your area. If you're recreating, make sure that those campfires are built responsibly. And if you're towing a trailer east of the mountains, please make sure you secure those tow chains and keep the sparks off the road.
All right, so while we will likely have an active season, scientists say we should get some relief in the areas of Oregon and California, which have been getting some more rainfall over the past year. And you can get more coverage of wildfires right now on KREM 2 Plus, including our wildfire forecast. KREM 2 Plus is free to download. It's on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.